Hallo agus fáilte gan darna lesson ha seo. Welcome to the second lesson. In this lesson we'll look at Cuasaha Duine. Where are people from? We'll also look at some place names in Gaelic and look at asking how the weather is in different places. We'll start off by looking at words and phrases that will be useful in the classroom. So these are words that you may hear your tutor using from time to time. So, gleva, gleva, very good. Gleva. Maheen, another way to say very good. Maheen. Slightly more enthusiastic than very good, we have Scunnel, excellent. Scunnel. Another way to say excellent, splendid. Gaste. Gaste. If you're correct with an answer, you'll be kjarsht. Kjarsht. Right. Correct. Kjarsht. You'll also hear, right then. Kjarstmaha. Kjarstmaha. The Gaelic for okay, right enough. Kjarstgljór. 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 If on the other hand you're wrong, you'll hear kjar. Kjar. If you'd like to interrupt your tutor or teacher and say, excuse me, you can use gav maleshkel. Gav maleshkel. Gav maleshkel. Then if you have a question, ha kesht agam. Ha kesht agam. Ha kesht agam. Then you can use, how do you say, Kimmer e chanastu. Kimmer e chanastu. And after that you can put in the word in English that you want to know how to say. Kimmer e chanastu. What is that? Another way, if you have an object pointing at something, looking at a picture. Jay hashin. Jay hashin. What is that? Jay hashin. If a tutor or teacher, if somebody says something too fast or you didn't quite catch it, you can ask them to say it again. Can shin idisht. Can shin idisht. Can shin idisht. Say that again. If you'd like to apologize, I'm sorry. Hamidulich. 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 I am sorry. If you want to ask somebody if they know something, do you know a vel fis agit? Vel fis agit. A vel fis agit. And to say thank you, tapelat. Tapelat. And that's to one person around the same age as you or younger. If you'd like to say thank you to someone older and be respectful, or you'd like to say thank you to a group of people, it's tapleiv. Tapleiv. Tapelat. Tapleiv. Some bienach again. Greetings. Madin va. Madin va. Good morning. Madin va. Fesker ma. Good afternoon. Fesker ma. Fesker ma. Eiche va. Good night. Eiche va. Eiche va. Good day. Wa ma. Wa ma. Wa ma. You'll notice there that after mating and eiche, the word ma, which we've seen, ma hein, we've seen before as good, becomes va. So that tells us that both mating and eiche are feminine and they're leniting the adjective. So mating va, fesker ma. Eiche va, wa ma. You'll hear hello used in Gaelic, just a Gaelic spelling of hello, very common greeting in all European languages. You can also use shinu, like that's yourself, there you are, shinu for one person, or shinshiv to be more polite, or to say it to a group of people, shinshiv. Again, an informal for goodbye, cheerio, cheery, cheery. With a more traditional way, a more polite way to say goodbye would be bianach net. Bianach is like a blessing. So bianach let, blessings with you. Bianach let, and you could also swap that let, which you've seen with tap let, for leave. Bianach leave, if you'd like to be polite or say to a group of people. Bianach leave. So you can now all say that you have ha began Gaelic agam. I have a bit of Gaelic. Ha began Gaelic agam. I have a bit of Gaelic. Kimera how. We've seen that in the first lesson. Kimera ha is how you ask how something is. We can use a similar sentence to ask where someone is from using the question ko. Ko as a ha u. Kimmer a ha u. Ko as a ha u. Ko as a ha u is how we ask someone where they're from. Ko means which or who rather than where. So really what you're saying is which place are you from? The most simple answer to ko as a ha u uses the verb ha. Ha mi a Glasgow. I am from Glasgow. Ha mi a Glasgow. This preposition a changes to as if it's followed by the definite article, so a place name that takes the before it, which is often the case with Gaelic place names. So Fort William in the Highlands of Scotland is known as Angeriston, which is really the Gaelic for the garrison, i.e. Fort William, the fort. So Angeriston is the garrison. So as a garrison. The word for Wales in Gaelic is a chumni. A chumni. The Wales. And in Gaelic you also have the France and rang. And rang. So with place names such as Angeriston, Chumni, and Anrang, you would have to use as Angeriston, as Chumni, as Anrang. Also with a place name such as the Isle of Skye, Hami Asanilan Skianach. Hami Asanilan Skianach. Hami as Anilan Skianach. Ko as a ha u. Hami a, hami as. And we'll look at a selection of place names that you may either be from or speak to people from these places. So first of all, some Scottish towns. Glasgow, 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 Glasgow. Dunedin is the Gaelic for Edinburgh. Dunedin. Dunedin. Inverness is Innionish. Innionish. Aberdeen, Operehin. 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 The Gaelic for Portree is Porstríig. Porstríig. Porstríig is the main town in Skye, and Chilinskianach. And Chilinskianach, the Isle of Skye. And Chilinskianach. Keeping with islands, we have Uist North Uist. Uist South Uist, Uist Jess. Uist Jess. Harris is Naheric. Naheric. Lewis. 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 So with Anchilinskianach and Neheric, you would obviously have to use the preposition as, because na and an are both the definite article. Harris is the Harris, the Isle of Skye. So Hami a Glasachu, Hami a Dunedin, Hami a Innionish, Hami a Operehin, Hami a Porstrí, Hami as Anchilinskianach. And this T drops off when we use it with the preposition as, which you'll see here. Hami as Anchilinskianach. We'll go into that later. It's because the word Ilin, island, is masculine. So Hami as Anchilinskianach. Hami a Uist Hami a Uist Jess. Hami as Neheric. Hami as Neheric. But Hami a Lewis. Hami a Lewis. Alapa is the name for Scotland. And notice it has the assisting vowel between the L and the B. Alapa. And as we saw in the introductory lesson, this B here is more of a P sound. Alapa. Hami a Alapa. Sassing is the Gaelic for England. Sassing. Sassing. Hami a Sassing. Chymru is the Gaelic for Wales. Chymru. Hami as a Chymru. So we're using as. Hami as a Chymru. Éireann is the Gaelic for Ireland. Éireann. Hami a Éireann. Hami a Éireann. Australia. Hami a Australia. Obviously the Gaelic for Australia. Australia. Hami a Australia. Análanch is the Gaelic for Holland. Análanch. The Holland, so Hami as Análanch. Hami as Análanch. Nidavi for Norway. Nidavi. Nidavi. Hami a Nidavi. If you want to identify as a European, and Ruin Yorpa. And Ruin Yorpa. Hami as and Ruin Yorpa. Hami as and Ruin Yorpa. I'm from Europe. Germany is another country name that takes the in Gaelic. So Egeremalch. Egeremalch. Hami as Egeremalch. Hami as Egeremalch. Canada And this doesn't change at all because the spelling works with Gaelic's spelling rule of broad to broad. So we have Canada, Hami a Canada. For the United States, na Staaten Unite. The States United. Na Staaten Unite. And because, as we saw with Neherig, na here is the article. Hami as na Staaten Unite. Hami as na Staaten Unite. Japan, because Gaelic doesn't have a J. Japan, Japan. Hami a Japan. We saw France earlier because it's the France, and rang. And rang. Hami as and rang. And again, we saw in the introductory lesson that the FH is silent there. So Hami as and rang. And from France. A fallen also takes an article, the Poland. A fallen. Hami as a fallen. Hami as a fallen. I guess Ilin Vanning, Isle of Man. Hami a Ilin Vanning. So unlike Anchillan Skianach, the Isle of Skye, Isle of Man is just Ilin Vanning. Hami a Ilin Vanning. So if you're working through this lesson in a class or with a friend, you can do this exercise in pairs, asking ko asaha, and then using the pronouns we've seen before, mi, u, e, shin, shiv, iad. And for this exercise, obviously, for he, e for she, and iad for a group of people, for they. So, ko asaha ko asaha And remember, where this green box indicates a pronoun, if we know the person's name, we can use that instead of the pronoun. So, ko asaha Hugh Grant. Ko asaha ha a sassing. Ha Hugh Grant a sassing. Ko asaha ha a sassing. Ko asaha iad. Ko asaha iad. We have a group here, so they. Ko asaha iad. Ha iad a Éireann. They are from Ireland. Ko asaha iad. Ha iad a Éireann. Where are they from? They are from Ireland. This depressed looking fellow is giving the game away as to where he's from, wearing that football shirt. Ko asaha ha a awapa. He's from Scotland. Ko asaha ha a awapa. He is from Scotland. Agus ha bránach. And he is sad. Again, a group of people. Ko asaha iad. Where are they from? Ko asaha iad. And the eagle-eyed among you will see that this says Wales and that they're wearing Welsh rugby shirts. So, ko asaha iad. Ha iad asa Chymru. Had asa Chymru. They're from Wales. Some people might recognise this woman. Ko asaha I. Where is she from? Ko asaha I. Ha I asa Geramalch. Ko asaha I. Ko asaha Angela Merkel. Ha Angela Merkel asa Geramalch. Angela Merkel is from Germany. Ha I asa Geramalch. We'll not get into his family history, just where he personally is from. Cuasa ha e. Cuasa ha Donald Trump. Ha Donald Trump as na Státyn Unitje. Hi as na Státyn Unitje. He's from the United States. Cuasa ha Dol. Ha Dol as na Státyn Unitje. Two people here, so they again. Cuasa ha iad. Ha iad a Australia. They are from Australia. Cuasa ha I a Australia. She is from Australia. Ha I a Australia. Ha I a Australia. Ha iad a Australia. Another two. Cuasa ha iad. Ha iad as an Holland. They're from Holland. Cuasa ha iad as an Holland. May have to take a guess on this one. These are Vikings. Cuasa ha iad. Ha iad a Nidavi. They're from Norway. Cuasa ha iad. Ha iad a Nidavi. Cuasa ha I a Nidavi. She is from Norway. Ha iad a Nidavi. They are from Norway. Mounted police from Canada. Cuasa ha iad a Canada. Cuasa ha na Mounties. Ha na Mounties a Canada. Cuasa ha iad a Canada. Cuasa ha. Where is she from? Cuasa ha I a Japan. Ha I a Japan. She is from Japan. Cuasa ha e. Cuasa ha Macron. Ha e Asenrang. He's from France. Ha Macron Asenrang. Ha e as and rang. He's from France. So a short dialogue to go over this and some of the things we've covered so far. So I'll just read both parts. Morag, then Seamus. Hello, a Hamish. Cimera how and you. Shinu a vorag. Ha mi gyma ta plat. Cimera how hain. Chania mi donna tang. Coes a how a ddiest a Hamish. O, ha mi a glasachw. Efelu hain as an ilan skianach. Gleva, ha glasachw ma. Ha mi as an ilan skianach. So, a brief conversation between these two. Hello, a Hamish. Hello, Seamus. And here, Seamus has gone into the vocative case. So, Seamus, hello, a Hamish. Cimera how and you. How are you today? Shinu a vorag. It's yourself, Morag. There you are, Morag. Vocative again. Morag, a vorag. Ha mi gyma ta plat. I'm well, thank you. Cimera how hain. How are you yourself? Chania mi donna. I'm not bad. Chania mi donna. Tang. Thanks. Cuas a how a ddiest. A Hamish. Where are you from again? Seamus. Cuas a how a ddiest. A Hamish. And Seamus's answer. Oh, ha mi a glasachw. Oh, I'm from Glasgow. Oh, ha mi a glasachw. Efelu hain as an ilan skianach. Are you yourself from the Isle of Skye? Efelu hain as an ilan skianach. Gleva ha glasachw ma. Very good. Glasgow's good. Gleva, ha glasach yma. And then she's answering the question. So this ha is saying yes to the question. Evel as yn ysgrifennoch. Ha, yes. Ha mi as yn ysgrifennoch. I am from the Isle of Skye. So now we know some place names. We can ask how the weather is in a particular place. We've already seen Kimiraha and Namishith. How is the weather? Kimiraha Namishith. If we want to ask how the weather is in a particular place, we can use the preposition alnan. Kimiraha and Namishith alnan, and then the place. And we'll see that this alnan changes depending on the place name. So similar to a awapa as egeramalch, alnan is the form you use with place names that don't have the in front of them, that don't take the definite article. Alnum changes to alnum, the N changes to an M, the four words that start with a B, an F, an M, and a P. And this is normally given as big fat mother pig as a way to remember it, or big fat member of parliament, whichever you prefer. So this is a very common feature in Gaelic, that an N sound will change to an M sound. So it basically becomes a labial. Your lips, when you say b, f, m, p, your lips come together, and therefore having an M before any of these labial sounds just works in terms of the sound. Your lips are in the right place. Alnum b, alnum f, alnum m, alnum p. So it's not a big change, and it's mainly just about the sound. So alnan awapa, alnum barai, alnum barai. Alnan awapa, alnum barai, but als egeramalch in the Germany. Kimiraha namishith alnan awapa, Kimiraha anamishith alnum barai, Kimiraha anamishith als egeramalch. So again, if you're doing this lesson in a class or with a partner, you can take your time to ask how the weather is in some of these places. And you'll see the map here with place names marked in Gaelic. So we can ask, Kimiraha inamishith alnam bala-uige. Kimiraha inamishith anam bala-uige. Ha-i fluch. Ha-i fluch anam bala-uige. It's wet in Wick. Kimiraha namishith alnam bala-uige. Ha-i fluch anam bala-uige. Kimiraha anamishith aln an uwapul. Ha-i fluch aln an uwapul. We'll also see this alternative structure here. There's two ways to give an answer to this, depending on whether you're using an adjective in these blue boxes here. So, grianach, sunny, scarach, cloudy, chidam, dry, guach, windy, fuad, cold, fluch, wet, stirrimal, stormy, che, hot. So these are all adjectives, ha-i, and then an adjective. I'll just read those through again and repeat them after me. Grianach, grianach, scarach, Scoch. Chidam. Chidam. Guach. Guach. Fuer. Fuer. Vloeg. Vloeg. Sturmel. Sturmel. Che. Che. If, on the other hand, you're looking to describe the weather using a noun, such as Jelenach, lightning, Jelenach, or Andushke, which is the water, or rain in Gaelic, Andushke, Andushke, or Schneach, Schneach. These are all nouns, so you have to use the construction ha, noun, aun. There is the noun. Ha, Jelenach, aun. Ha, Andushke, aun. Ha, Schneach, aun. And this aun here doesn't really translate in an English sentence. It means in existence or there in the sense that it exists. So it's the sentences in Gaelic where you have aun, the aun part of the sentence doesn't really translate directly into English, and it's a different aun from the aunen we see here. So if we see an example using one of these structures, there's snow here in Inverness. So Kimid ha namishid aunen inyanish. Ha shneacht aun aunen inyanish. So you use the ha shneacht aun. There is snow. Aunen inyanish. And then in Inverness. Ha shneacht aun and an inyanish. If we look at alopul again, and rather than say that it's fluch, using the adjective wet, we could say Kimiraha namishit and an alopul. How's the weather in alopul? Ha nushke aun an alopul. Ha nushke aun and an alopul. Kimiraha namishit and a cool wachalsh. Ha I guach an an cool wachalsh. Kimiraha namishit an sigeristan. Ha I skach. Ha I skach an sigeristan. Kimiraha namishit an an dunjay. Ha I chidam an an dunjay. Kimiraha namishit aunam porstriug. Ha I grianach an an porstriug. Kimiraha namishit aun am porstriug. Ha I grianach an am porstriug. Kimiraha an namishit an de storneweg. Ha I studamol an de storneweg. Ha jelenach aun an de storneweg. Jelenach is often given with an I in the end. Jelenich, which is basically the plural. So ha jelenich aun. There is lightnings using the plural in Gaelic. So you'll hear both ha jelenach aun and ha jelenich aun. So that's enough of a taster of these. You can work through how the weather is in Dunedin. Three Stirling, Perth, Perth, and Throne Rawid, Stranraer, and Throne Rawid, Glasgow, we've seen, Tobledvode, Kimmer a Hanamishith and in Tobledvode, Ha I Grianach, Alnan Tobledvode, Kimmer a Hanamishith and in Loch Burstel, Kimmer a Hanamishith in Loch Burstel, Ha I Fwyd and in Loch Burstel. And that's all the place names on the map. So you can have a go at asking those questions yourself, work out what the weather is, and give the answer using the structures. And we'll go into the way the words change with Alnan, Alnam, Alnsa later on as well. So that's it for this lesson. And join us again for the next lesson. Tap leaf.